Hi, everyone. This is Allison from AllykatKreations. How is everybody tonight? So I really want to take a moment to thank everybody who liked, shared, and subscribed to my channel. This is such a blessing, and I'm sending really a humongous amount of love, light, energy to all of you tonight. Very interesting day. So I severed ties with the job, and I felt very liberated, very upset, because it's something I was very passionate about, something that I love to do. I woke up at 4 a.m., 3-hour commute most days, and really gave my 110% to this job. And now I find myself, and this again, not a pity party, I keep mentioning it because it's something I have to heal through, and it's a process I've had with other careers that I just have to like get it out of me so it can just leave. But tonight I want to talk about something that I kind of like hinted on what I am, which is very important for me and others to learn about, because it's not a new topic, but it's not an old topic. So it's not been out in the mainstream so much. It's there. It's just not really understandable per se. So when I talk about being a starseed, what is a starseed? What goes on with that? And I have a shirt. Here's Morgan. She's making an appearance. And the shirt says, bless you, a soul that is awake. Hang on. Repeat, rewind. A soul that is awakening and is aware of its own connection to the stars. Starseeds are here to wake people up, to raise the frequency of the planet, and to bring the world into a new state of consciousness. Bingo. And I have the shirt right here. Sorry, getting in your face. I was going to wear this, but white is not an Allison color. Sometimes it is, but it really isn't. So that's the shirt. I did wear it to work a few times, trying to spread the good vibes. So my whole life, I've been different. My whole life. I've been the black sheep. I've been just the one not like picked to go in a team. Anytime I would do any group exercises with former employees that I used to co-work and mingle with, no one would ever want to partner up with me. And not to say, not the people I'm normally talking to, you have to reach out. And those people would just usher away from me because they didn't understand me. And for a very long time, it bothered me. Like, I get that my outwardly appearance isn't always something welcoming to a lot of other people. But as a mature adult, why should that matter? You should look behind and beyond what you see on the exterior and see the person for what they are inside. A lot of people do that with me. They dismiss me when they see me. And when they get to know me, they're like, holy, that's not what I perceived in the first place. And I've actually had my former principal say that to me in a very sincere way, like, oh, I was very hesitant with you, and I'm so sorry that I just, now I know you and I get it. And I'm so incredibly happy to have you. So a lot of people do that with me. I'm sure there's more than enough people that will listen to this eventually who feel the same way. I walk and have always walked in my authentic self, always. I've always been me. I've never really tried to hide. And when I do try to blend in, it does not work at all. And that's just not saying gray hair. I just frequent on a different vibration. And it took me a very long time to understand what that meant. My biofield, the magnetic energy that's coming off of me, repels people who are in a lower frequency because they just don't get it. They don't, it's like a magnet. It bing. And being a starseed is an incredible knowing that you're not from Earth. Your soul has originated somewhere else. You volunteered to come to Earth, to advance your soul, because we're in school. This is school. Earth is a school. And that you have the veil of forgetting. So you kind of forget that you're not of Earth. And some of us remember, and holy hell in a handbasket, it's intense. I always knew I was not from here. I knew I was different. I knew that I would come into a role in my life that would be in a humanitarian way, helping others. I just didn't know how or what steps I would be taking to get here. Here I am. As a little girl, I always looked up at the stars. Always. And even into my adulthood, I always looked up in curiosity, wanting to know more. And like Jodie Foster in the movie Contact, I'm going to quote her, it would be a big waste of space if it was just us. So true. And for my religious people, it is mentioned in Job. I don't know what excerpt, but it does say the Pleiades and Orion. How would they know that? Saying. There is something I do want to talk about and read. A lot of when I spoke about it, like with the ascension, going from a dimension of 3D going up to 5D, but what really does that look like? It's your state of consciousness. It's a state of your thinking. And I don't recall, and I do apologize, I don't like to plagiarize and take other people's work, but this was really inspiring to me, and reading this made sense. So the shift into 5D has affected us all mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Our entire solar system has entered into a dense cloud of energy, which increases the vibration of all particles it comes into contact with. This sacred cosmic energy raises the level of consciousness of all living beings, including Mother Earth. We are witnessing our metamorphosis into beings of light as Mother Earth shifts into 5D reality. We will see an increase of love, peace, truth, and knowledge. We are. All darkness and negative energy and negative beings, big one, big one, will not survive this realm. Thus, you are seeing the collapse of the old guard. And for purposes of not getting censored, I'm going to X out some of the lingo that was there. The corrupt evil that had humanity in slavery for centuries will be guided by our family of hundreds of benevolent extraterrestrial groups They are here to witness the greatest show in the universe. The mass ascension of an entire planet into 5D. Forgive, love, and live your life to the fullest of joy. And every moment, your state of consciousness will determine whether you shift into the new 5D Earth or stay behind on the old 3D Earth. The choice is yours. The time has arrived. So a lot of people have been messaging me that they're hearing, seeing, feeling negative energy in and around them. And it's because if you've ever witnessed someone actually die in physical sight, I know my mother did this in front of me. They go into a death roll, like it's their physical body going through the last stages of death. It's not pretty to watch. It's traumatizing to some. For me, it was very difficult. And because of being a sensitive, an empath, a clairvoyant, and a medium, I'm still developing that. But while I knew 45 minutes before my mom passed away, she was on her way out, and I started to send her soul into the light. But I saw a lot of very dark, deathly, gross looking things in and around the hospital in my peripheral vision. I just got that like feeling that's, things were around me and I had to call in my protection. And that will come in the next episode. I'm going to do like just basic protection that I know there's so many people who have a plethora more of information, but I like to keep things simple because a lot of you are just now waking up. And I'm very happy for you because the more of us, the better the manifestation, the better the abundance. So getting back, I knew all of that was happening. I saw a lot of negative things, and my whole life has been heavily attacked by negative things, big time. And I went to a medium. Won't post his information, but I will ask his permission if I could post it in my description box. I had a meeting with him because I was going through a whole lot of shifting and mindset changes, and I didn't quite understand who was giving me this information, why I was getting this information. And in the reading, he's like, Allison, you are a starseed, right? And I'm like, I definitely know that I'm not from here. Yeah, I guess. And I'm like, but I just don't know from where. And he goes, well, where do you look up at the most? And I said, the Pleiadian star system. He goes, bingo, you knew it all along. So, and I'm wearing sorry, I have so much on. My Pleiades starseed shirt on today with my shamanic feathers. So he kind of gave me that, like, yes, you are. He affirmed it for me. Not that I didn't know, I just didn't know from where. And there's a lot of star systems that have the Starseed program. Off the top of my head, I forgot what Elena Danaan said, what that program actually is called from upstairs. But it's a program where benevolent beings reincarnate into a human body to have the human experience. Now, for myself, I can recall a few of my past lives, but they've all been on Earth. I'm only now starting to get snippets, and I don't know if it's a past life or if it's my soul going upstairs now. I need a lot of help on that. Trust me. But I know that from that reading on, I needed to do a lot of reading and a lot more research and just being open-minded. When he told me that I have a portal in my closet in my room and not really pleasant things were coming out of it, and even my mother, when she was alive, saw a lot of closer to when she was passing, she was able to see a little bit more, because I think spirit knew she was on her way out and they needed to get her accustomed to death. But that's just a transformation. And when I explained it to her and she was open enough, she apologized to me for everything she's ever said in a negative way towards me in the spiritual realm. She finally clicked and she got it. And it was amazing to hear that before she passed, that she got it. She understood. And what I didn't know, what was coming out of my closet after trying to protect it and throw sage and Palo Santo at it and runes, and I would salt, black salt, all kinds of stuff just to close it off. And he goes, well, no, you want it kind of open because your interdimensional beings come to visit you. Do you see them? No, I don't see them. What are you talking about? Who's visiting me? What are they doing? But I got told they're checking in on me, making sure they're whatever I was up there to them, I'm protected. And I'm taking care of myself, which I'm trying. So yeah, so Starseeds are very unique people who may not know that they are one. A lot of people are. Where it came to me. It's the Envoy program. And I have 2 books that I'm going to showcase tonight. And sorry that you got my neck in the screen. My back is still killing me. Ouch. I am waiting for some products to come that were sent to me by amazing people, and I'm going to do a whole episode on that and go into my new future venture. But for now, we're going to put a pause on that. This book by Dolores Cannon is incredible. Amazing. I'm going to read a few things from this book. This is a game changer for those of you who feel like me, or you know somebody, or you're married to somebody, or someone in your family and you kind of don't quite get what they are, who they are. The 3 Wave of Volunteers and the New Earth. It's pretty thick. Love this book. It's amazing. The next book that I read is this one by Barbara Merciniak. Bringers of the Dawn, Teachings from the Pleiadians. Okay. First of all, when was this book written? And yes, see all these, that's all the pages that resonated with me that I needed to take notes on. I take a lot of notes. This was written, copywritten in 1992. Okay. This one I want to say was in like 2012-ish. It could be earlier than that. Okay. 1992, and everything in this book is speaking about now. The political stuff, everybody feeling like crazy, the earth changes. 2 starter books. I suggest any starseed who is just getting into this, who is just trying to figure out who they are, what they are. These are the 2 books that I absolutely you need to read. There are a lot of other books. I have them there. I have a humongous library. But these 2 are Allison's, like, you got to start with those. Sorry. Also, before I do some little readings on that, another book that after or even before or even in the in-between that you must get accustomed to is the understanding that there are things that we cannot see yet still exist. And it's again, it's your consciousness. So a lot of people, everybody has gifts, everybody has abilities. It's your consciousness that you need to awaken to them. We all have that. We all have a gut instinct. Some have it more than others, yes. You can develop these skills. I'm still developing my mediumship. My medium abilities are different from other mediums' abilities. Everybody's an individual and their abilities are different. There's people who can do the same thing, but on a whole, I don't have that direct contact to grandma to get her to come to me and say, you know, I had a picture in a closet and it's there. Like, I don't have that ability yet. Do I get to talk to my parents once in a while? They'll send me a message. I'll send one back and I might or might not get it. I'm different. Everybody's different, just to put that out there. So don't feel like you need to be like anybody else. You be yourself and it'll all come to you because it's still coming to me. A lot is still coming to me. And I just want to help people on that journey. Even if you're not on that journey, just to understand people like me, it helps. There are a lot of people like me and we get kicked to the can. I love this book. I also love Elena Danaan. She is an incredible human being, close to my heart because she's a druid, she's a shaman, she's an abductee. She's also what I would call an ambassador to the planet Earth and to our star system. She's incredible. And she's like me in a very similar way, trying to get the word out and try to desensitize people to things that they are not quite grasping. So this is a gift from the stars. It's amazing. And in this book, I mean, she has pictures of her, and just like me, an artist who, I mean, come on. She draws her own stuff. That's amazing. I love her. Very good read. And then she just came out with this one, We Will Never Let You Down by Elena Danaan. And the forward is by Laura Eisenhower. Love them. Laura is the great-granddaughter of Eisenhower, the president. And this beautiful man, handsome man, that's Valiant Thor. Go look up in history who Valiant Thor is, or Val Thor. Look it up. It's a reason why I'm showcasing her books. It's in history, in US history, the Grenada Treaty, and about him. There's pictures of him. He's not from our planet Earth. He's from Venus. putting it out there. So before I do some reading from Dolores Cannon and Barbara Merciniak, it is affirmation and mantra time. Whichever one feels good for me, I wrote them down. So I hope everybody's doing really good tonight. Again, I'm so thankful for all the people who's liked, shared, and subscribed to my channel. I'm just praying each and every day the universe gives me abundance of people who really could use the extra guidance, the help. If you know anybody that is kind of going through a spiritual awakening and kind of needs a down-to-earth version of what's going on, you know, please send them here. It's very important that people like me are now starting to come out of their shells and to open up their world to others, because there are a lot of people that are very quiet and silent about what they are, and it's not the time now to hide. We all need to be here for each other and be cheerleaders. Sorry, I kind of just did that in my mind, my question asking. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay. Today's affirmation: I am adventurous. Today, I will try something new. What would I like to accomplish? What can I do to push away any anxiety surrounding this new adventure? Well, for me, my new adventure is getting into a company that has these really fun drops, APL Go, that I've never done anything like this before. I'm anxious and scared that this new venture might not work out because I don't like to be a pushy person. But seeing what the products do, and especially for me, like I would love to have my background. I would like to sit in a different spot and showcase myself and not have to reach around a chair. But my back again is really in a lot of pain. I'm trying not to take anything. I like to be all natural and organic. And there's a product that you can have a sucking candy, and they're not candy, but it looks like candy and takes your pain away. I'm all in on that. So that will be another video, but that's how I'm being adventurous. I will have to be doing a video in nature though. Okay, mantra time. What does the collective need to know tonight? And just like the tarot card readers, this is like a general for everybody mantra. This isn't just, you know, not a private reading. This is a good card. This is balancing the brain. I love this artwork too. It's very nice. I can be and do all at once. That is so perfect for this conversation too. So I can be I can be and do all at once, because we are quantum. So that is your mantra for tonight. To keep it on the short side, I'm not going to read from that book. But Allison does a lot of writing and journaling. This first part of this book is a second part of a journal that I worked on. This is from the Keys of Enoch. I'm gonna get a whole episode on that book, so don't you worry, because that book is okay. But let's go into some Dolores Cannon. So just to give a little background, Dolores Cannon is a hypnotherapist. She's not a medium. I mean, obviously we all have abilities, but for her, she doesn't have the ability to connect to spirit, source, all of that. And she's written a whole plethora of books when she took people into like a past life regression. She would be getting some crazy, crazy things. And in all of her years of doing this work, she's written a lot of her clients, with their permission, their stories, where they came from. So just to say, she's not, well, was not a medium. So this is during my work, I heard much about everything being composed of energy. The shape and form is only determined by frequency and vibration. That's true. Energy never dies. It only changes. I have been told that the earth is changing its vibration and frequency and preparing to rise into a new dimension. 4. There are countless dimensions surrounding us all the time. We cannot see them because as their vibrations speed up, they are invisible to our eyes. That's why we can't see a lot of things, yet it still exists. It is important for us to know more about this shift to a new dimension because we are in the middle of it now, and its culmination is coming soon. Right now. It's the Great Awakening. So she goes into talking about different waves of souls that are starseeds who have come to Earth. I'm thinking my adoptive mother was one of them. She would be considered a first wave. Me being, I'm from 1983, I'd be in between the end of a 1 wave to a 2 wave. I definitely think I'm a 2 wave. But let's read on. In my research, I learned that there are councils that make the rules and regulations for creating life throughout the universe. There are councils all over the solar system, councils over the galaxy, that the councils over the universe. I'll get into that in a minute. It is a very ordered system. These higher beings go throughout the universe looking for a planet, reaches the point where it can sustain life. It's very monumentous in occasion of history. So if those of you who follow me on Facebook, I talk about the Galactic Federation of Worlds or Light. There is the Council of 9. There's the Andromedan Council. And there's more and more and more and more. And there's now a new council on, I forgot the moon's name and how to pronounce it, but it's one of Jupiter's moons. There's a council, like a galactic council above the Galactic Federation, who is now there. You could check out Dr. Michael Salla. He did a whole post on that. But then here's where you need to have an open mind. The people on Earth have been caught in the cycle of reincarnation on the wheel of karma. for hundreds and hundreds of lives, returning and making the same mistake over and over again. That's why I'm a tortured soul. But God is neither man or woman. He is a huge source of energy described as an immense fire or light. Some call God the great central sun, a huge energy source, and yet so full of love, total love. So in one of her conversations, something just to have fun with, many of the first and second wave do not want to have children, which is kind of true. Star Wars is true. It happened in a galaxy far away. It's so true. So yeah, she goes into a lot of other people's testimonies and stories. She talks about like the religious thing, the source thing. And it's not to take away from anybody's religious structure. It really isn't, because man needs structure. Man needs guidance. And that's what most religious books do, is give that knowledge and give allegories and give moral stories and give that guidance. And it's not to say that isn't real, and it's not to say anything more than that the extraterrestrials above us believe in source. Not all of them, the good ones, they all know it. I'm trying to here we go. Now, Barbara Merciniak is a channeler. She is a medium. I think she's a medium. Sorry guys. I just wanted, I had dog-eared what I wanted to read off, and then they undid themselves, or Spirit is just telling me to go with whatever it is that I feel that we need to read. The original, and this is now Barbara Merciniak, the Bringers of Dawn. The original plan was for Earth to be an exchange center of information for all the different galactic systems. The original planners have not given up this plan. They were members of the family of light, and some of you have been very intimate with these original planners. Feel that for a moment. And Elena Danaan just did an episode about seeders. It may seem that humanity is being given a whole new opportunity, a whole new golden era. Then there will be a very big surprise, and people will find that tyrannies are larger than ever before. What is going on in our world today? Again, drop your political bias and your association to whatever party you belong to. What is actually happening? Why did I lose my job? Why are other people able to keep their job but not me? Over an allergy. Like, do some thinking on that. Why am I not allowed to go into, and again, I live in New York, a movie theater, a restaurant? My adoptive family had Holocaust survivors. They were tattooed. I witnessed it. I saw it. And it's all replaying itself out. Thanks, Albert Pike. Do your research. This was written in 1992. The purpose, of course, is for each individual to become sovereign and for the planet to unite. Not everyone is going to make the shift. Everyone is not in the vibration that wants to work in harmony this time. There are those on earth who will feel as if they're in a state of ecstasy when they find what they think is a new authority or higher authority, a new paradigm, animal gods, or whatever. So the family of light, as it has infiltrated and penetrated this planet, is going to create its own planetary sphere, its own new Earth. So those of us who are vibrating on a higher vibration, thinking on a higher conscious level, are going to enter this new Earth. And being the starseed, I didn't lose off what the whole meaning of the show is. Being that starseed is somebody who is aware of the bigger picture, is aware that I'm supposed to help others understand the frequency, understand the vibration they need to be in, which is high vibes, forgiving people who have hurt you, giving people unconditional love, loving your animal, loving all the animals, trying to live in a better way, shifting your mindset that it's not the end of the world. Things aren't as bad as you think they are. And you are more powerful than you think you are. So, as members of the family of light come into the system to receive these rays of knowledge, you then disseminate the knowledge, the new lifestyle, and the new frequency to the rest of the population and alter the planet. So some of us are beacons of light, which shine out our vibration and our frequency to other people. And that's what I was doing when I was at my old job, is to get the children shielded and give them my energy. A lot of people aren't aware that they're beacons of light and they are incredible human beings. But nonetheless, they have multi-purposes of being on Earth at this time. So the geomagnetic waves, the plasma waves, all the things the sun is giving off, some of it hits the Earth. All of that is light codes and consciousness, and it's seeping in and soaking in and helping us evolve into a 4D being, and eventually a crystalline being instead of a carbon-based being. Each of you came to awaken something inside yourself, inside the coding of your being, the DNA, and you are responding to it. This is why you're on a search in all directions of your life. It is called being taken out of bondage. You are being taken out of disinformation and misinformation, and you are becoming informed. You are coming into the light. Many of the beings who have incarnated as members of the family of light came to the United States because this is a land where you can make the most progress. This also happens to be a land where you can make the most progress. This also happens to be a land of the free, of the brave. You get to live in the most controlled experimental society on planet. The tyranny with a setup here is rather interesting, because tyranny that has without walls as a country and a collective consciousness The United States still has not reached an awareness that something is not right. The environment of the United States is actually much more controlled than that of the former Soviet Union, where the control was obvious. Because everyone is so frightened of giving up the system in the United States, they are going to be forced to give it up. The system is corrupt. It does not work. It does not honor life, and it does not honor Earth. That is the bottom line. If something does not honor life and does not honor Earth, you can bet it's going to fall, and it's going to fall big time. Consciousness must change. This is part of the divine plan, and this opportunity and setup are not to be missed. There has been an over-involvement in the material world and a complete lack of understanding of the non-physical world that exists all around you. So there will be a reprioritizing of what comes first in life. People will stand up once they have lost everything, who had never thought of standing up when they owned everything. People will awaken to incredible potential of themselves. In the next few years, a connectedness and a communal cooperation will begin to run through this country so that you will stop separating yourselves with respect to political ideology. The separation was designed whenever a people are separated and they were focused on what they do not have in common or label themselves different from others. It is a perfect disguise to keep them from discovering what they do have in common. This separation keeps people from banding together and becoming very strong. Much of the political maneuvering going on, particularly in the United States, is purposely designed to separate you. Yep. That's why many starseeds have been under attack on a spiritual level. That's why over the summer, I barely got out of my house. The archons were after me. And that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. Yep. But now I have something really special. Oracle time. But this oracle, I was in a Zoom call earlier, and I just happened to pick this one with the cat's head out. The seven star sisters. What do you think that's alluding to? Birthing creations, tapestry of life, expression. Seven sisters, the Pleiades. And I'm going to read to you what it is. Sorry, my kitty Morgan wants to go across the screen and she's just making a lot of the rumblies going on. There are new creations that want to be born, beauty that's yearning to be woven, new consciousness that's longing to be breathed into life. If you draw this card, you're being called to surrender to these creations, to usher in a new era of consciousness and do your bit in weaving the web of life. This is the card of the artist and the midwife. You're being called to ponder questions. What wants to be birthed through you? What new creations whispering in your ear? What beauty are you being called to make? Creativity and intuition came from the same sacred place. They occur when we find ourselves flowing with the rest of the life. Earth is renowned as a planet of manifestation and creativity, and yet so many of us have forgotten how to create. Somewhere along the way, we stopped seeing ourselves as artists, as creatives, as poets. Yet to be human is to be creative. Creativity is a part of your true nature. Perhaps you are being called to surrender to a creative project, such as a new business or a book, or perhaps you're being called to weave beauty in your home or in a way you cook. Regardless of the end result, you're being called to express yourself through your creativity, to surrender to the creative projects that both scare and excite you, to find a way to weave beauty back into everyday life. For where there's creativity, spirit and soul are present. And the world needs those qualities more than ever before. Starseed inquiry. What new creations are you being called to birth? This deck is amazing, and I get incredible results with this deck. It's the Starseed Oracle by none other than Rebecca Campbell, who I highlighted on the Ascension show. And the artwork is just amazing. It's beautiful. I love this deck. It's incredible. So one last deck pull is, let's see what Jem has to say for the collective today. Again, thank you for sticking around for this long. I know it's a longer video than I normally would do, even though I only done 2 videos. But I feel that this is a huge topic. I will go into more depth with it, but it's a starting point of a bigger conversation, as a lot of people are now finding themselves just, what am I? Where am I from? Because I don't think I'm from Earth. Even though I was born physically on Earth, your soul did not emanate from here. And I was very thankful that that medium was able to affirm that for me. I hope this is a good one tonight. What does the Daily Crystal Inspiration Deck by Heather Onosky? Tourmalined quartz. Get out of your own way. Huh. I like it. Let's see what tourmalined says. Sorry for the bumping. Morgan jumps. And I'll put this right here. The path is clear to your success. All you need to do is claim it. You are the sole owner and operator of your personal journey. Shed any new thoughts and self-doubt, which can lead to derailment. You are entitled to live your life and the best life. Do not relinquish your power by giving into negative thoughts or trying to avoid or deflect responsibility. So true. Confront any obstacles that emerge and consciously seek out solutions. Success is yours. Take control, take ownership, and take heart, and you will take command of your own destiny. Here's the core question. Have you been blaming others, complaining, or making excuses? Where have you avoided taking ownership of your life? Here's to affirm. I get out of my own way, allowing my success to come to me. Today, challenge yourself to refrain from complaining, blaming others, and making excuses. Amazing gem, by the way. I need one. I have a lot of gems. It's a problem. So in closing, I just want to thank everybody again for joining me in this Starseed talk. I will talk about Starseeds a whole lot more because I can get into the races, where to go look for information, but the books that I've shared tonight are the books I'm going to put in the description box. If you want to research more, those are the two places I would start. Dolores Cannon is amazing. She has a plethora of books, a lot of information. She's incredible, and I recommend reading that 3 Waves book. I'll get it over again. I have a mountain of things here. 3 Waves of Volunteers in the New Earth by Dolores Cannon. Bringers of the Dawn. Teachings from the Pleiadians. Says so much about what's going on in our world right now. And I only read little snippets of that. Seriously. Also, if that stuff resonates with you, only if, Rebecca Campbell has letters from the Starseed, but I'm going to go into that on a separate show. Elena Danaan's both books. I'm going to link everything in the description box. I don't think I can link, but my 528 tuning fork. Last time I really couldn't hear it. So I want to thank everybody. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. If you find it in your heart to help me out in love and light, making a love donation to help me feed myself and keep myself going, that would be very appreciated. It's okay if you don't. I get it. But trying times, I don't ask for help. And this is the hardest thing for me that I have to do, is put myself out there and ask for help. You can find me at paypal.me/AllykatKreations211, Venmo at AllykatKreations211. If you have any questions, you can email me at AllykatKreations211@gmail.com. You can also find me on Facebook at AllykatKreations. And you can find me on Instagram at AllykatKreations. It's a very popular name, but my name is Allison Katz. Allykat. Sorry. It is what it is. It vibrates. It is what it is. It's my name. Make it fun. So I want to send everybody love and light for tonight. Thank you for sticking in with me. And all the information will be below. And namaste. Have a great night. Thank you.